Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Esports Rewind Podcast, episode number 11, the double ones. What is up, Xan?
1-1. I enjoy the ramp up you do. You're like, it's because you're working yourself into it. You're just like, hello, internet.
You guys never see the intro, but it's always the most difficult part to start out with because I never have anyone in here with me. So it's always just like, what's going on, everyone? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to the Esports News episode. But with you, it's like, I got to be like, you ready? Ready for this? And then there's pause, silence.
See, but my answer is always yes. So it's like,
I know you're always ready, but I don't want to just like drop it out of nowhere like, what's good, everybody? Hope we're all doing well.
What do you expect I'm going to do? Like, what am I doing here? Are we on a podcast?
Okay, so next time I'll start out with the most bland. What's up, guys? Yeah, welcome back to Esports Podcast.
Jake, are you okay?
Because whenever I don't speak fast or excitedly, everyone's like, Jake, you're not okay. I'm fine. All right, let's get into it. Hope you guys all enjoy Esports Rewind Podcast. By the way, quick little breakdown. We touch on the most recent news, the drama, the kind of stuff we want to talk about. It's a fun little thing, and we timestamp down below. Shall we start, Xan?
Let's get into it.
All right, story number uno. All right, Xan, Call of Duty.
Let's go with Call of Duty this week.
Has been a topic of discussion for the first time on this channel, in the year.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised.
And I think we've had 5 videos in the past 2 weeks, which is kind of a record-breaking for us, but I kind of like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I like the drama, because the drama's been...
that's fair.
So kind of give you a TLDR as well as them. 2 separate stories, but mainly the second one I want to talk about, because I have a video on the shooting threat one, where 2 amateur players who are going to attend CW Miami, eventually they start talking online, they take it to Twitter, they talk about a gun.
Right.
And you know the Jacksonville Madden shootings. We've had bomb threats.
Way too recent.
Right. Yeah. So that was kind of taken very seriously by a few sites out there, ourselves included. And then within 24 hours, we have I consider him a Call of Duty pro. His name is Killa. I'm sure you've heard this story by now.
Vaguely. I'm vaguely familiar with it.
It's just I feel like everyone nowadays in the esports, I shouldn't say everyone, there's a good portion of esports pros who at some point in their past have said maybe some words they shouldn't say, and it seems to, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it should be, I feel like a lot of people have accepted, that especially like Xbox Live and stuff like that.
And maybe I should cut them in really quick. This is about Killa, former Optic guy. He's been in the Call of Duty scene for quite some time now. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no worries.
I just never give a preface. He was apparently, his girlfriend posted a screenshot of a message or a text conversation to her where he drops the N-word a few times with the hard R once, but it was several times throughout the conversation. There was no other proof besides the conversation. And you guys, you can go on now. You were starting to say it's more accepted, it's more common ground, or
I think people have kind of come to understand that the general ecosystem and the community as a whole was way different back when it was like on the 360. A lot more trash talk in different specific ways that would definitely be super problematic like right now.
That's a very good point to make, because whenever I bring up Call of Duty, I always think of like MW2 lobbies. Dude, if any of those guys ever became pro players, trust me, there's clips. If anyone recorded back then, that's a great discussion for some other time, because back then, no one was recording. And if you were, and someone dropped any word out there that was bad, you just cut it. It's like not you. It's common ground because you've heard it so much. Not that I'm saying it, but I heard it plenty.
No, right. And most of the time, you would know, like, oh, this isn't a person who's actually means any harm. This is just how this group of people talks.
I don't like what you're saying, but I have to put up with it, or I mute you. Anyway, back to the story as well. We kind of broke it down, and I really. At this point, I don't know what to believe, because if it was Photoshopped, it was done very well. We have our guy Pete look at it, and it was done very well. But the thing is, when it comes to nowadays, and this was to Killa's point, I was defending him, guys. I would not think he would say these kind of things, and I hope he wouldn't. But to Killa's point, if this conversation is a text conversation on a phone, it's as simple as his girlfriend or his partner to change a friend's name, delete the entire conversation, change the name to Adam, which is Killa's name, and just script the conversation.
No, it'd be super easy.
The hard part about this is there is no way, if that's true, for Killa to clear his name, because if he can't just show his phone, because the conversation wouldn't be there, because it never happened.
Well, he could do. People may not remember this because it was a minute ago, but remember that SS Sniper Wolf controversy?
I know the name. I don't know the controversy around.
Yeah.
It was Censor?
Yeah, it was Censor.
Oh, speak of the devil, dude.
Yeah, exactly. The dots are connected.
Oh, wait. I do remember now. Huge. And he cleared. And
he went to the store. And he had the employees pull up the data. So if all homie got to do.
That's what our guy out there was saying. Pretty much the only thing he can do is say, show my contact information with the screenshot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he pretty much has to DDoS or dox his own number, but that would prove him innocent.
Right.
So we'll see where that COD story where that story goes as well. There's been a lot of crazy Call of Duty stories, but I'm glad we can actually jump into the FPS stuff like we have with Smash. Definitely. It's always fun to kind of dip our toes. A little bit elsewhere.
See what the water's feeling.
Yeah,
right.
And it was feel pretty warm over there in Call of Duty. So
I think the scene is about to go through a huge resurgence with Modern Warfare.
I am so hopeful, and I hope that I know this sounds terrible. I hope a little bit more drama because I'm not really big on scores. Right. I hope some light drama sprinkles itself because I love this. I love to stay in it, and we've really been enjoying it so far. So we'll see how that story progresses. Call of Duty people, you guys are crazy, and we love you.
All right, ready for the next story, Jake?
I'm ready. Let's hit me with it.
All right, the Overwatch role lock.
Oh, you're going to hit me with this right away.
Yeah, right off the bat. Yeah, might as well start strong.
By the point of them watching this, it's Monday. So this is like, what, four days ago probably? 3-4 days?
If you guys aren't familiar with it, Jake put up a good video basically breaking down.
It was okay.
Jake put out an outstanding,
Put
phenomenal.
out a video.
Anyway, yeah, that has details about everything that's going on with that. But I just wanted to talk about, what do you think the potential implications of this are? Do you think it's going to work out well for the scene?
Oh man. Okay, so my first take, and again, I'm not an Overwatch expert. You guys know I come from the FPS more so towards CS:GO, and it's not an easy game to understand.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to ask, because I feel like you're almost coming from the outside. In a way, to a certain extent.
But to me, the main concern for Overwatch was not the roles and the way people queue and compose their teams. Although I can get from a general gist that it's going to be a good update. Although a lot of comments, there's a lot of the hardcores are also saying worst update of all time. So it's hard to break it down in that sense. I think when it comes to cohesive team lineups or compositions, it should be better. And in turn, it should make for more competitive matchups. But with all great updates and with Jeff Kaplan saying it's the biggest update of all time, there's going to be bad sides, and we have to see how it plays out. There's no way anyone can be like, I mean, you can assume, I think it's fair to assume a majority of people wanted this, and it's a good thing, but there will be bad things about it.
Of course. Yeah.
And so talking to people so far, we have, I think a lot of the big issue was in terms of compositions. When you, before there was no backlash, you could queue with a role, you don't have to play that role, and so all of a sudden you have triple tank or triple support, and you have people that aren't supposed to be doing that, and your composition is whack, and there's no backlash. So that it fixes that, but there's got to be other problems. I don't know if you had a take on that as well.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for all the people to come out of the woodwork and say like, "Oh, what about my really niche? I'm trying to run, but like I want like
my clan was triple DPS, triple tank. What what do we do?
No healers."
I mean, but
I get why people want to do that, but it's at the same time, Overwatch isn't saying this isn't at all okay. You can still go to quick play for that.
And at least in the very least, they thought of the people in a certain way. They made an arcade mode. So if you hate this so much, you can go back, and I'm sure there'll be other haters of this new stuff with you to go back and play it. And if it doesn't work out, again, I highly doubt they'd revert such a big change.
No, I don't think so. Not with how long they've been working on this. It feels like almost a year.
But I swear, man, talking just about every one of my friends who still does play it, and that's saying something, that still plays it, we were going down a path of a toxic meta, and I think it was a needed change, but again, I can't speak for everyone. So that's why I love making videos sometimes. When I made that video, I was like, you guys tell me.
Yeah, get an opinion.
Like with Stadia.
Yeah.
Xan loves hearing you guys talk crap about Stadia because he'll just
all for it.
Whap you back into place. So, I mean, it's kind of... it's very controversial. I think it's a pretty solid update, but every big update has backlash.
Of course.
But I think the time for change was now, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it needed to happen. Hopefully everybody is overall happy, or at least they're not furious.
Yeah. I think that's almost that's sad. That's like what the bar is set nowadays. If you release a big update like this and everyone is not furious, it's almost okay.
No, yeah, that's a win.
Yeah. So I think an overall good change, but we'll see how it plays out, in my opinion.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, Xan, a quick shout-out segment here.
Yeah, for sure.
Going to be definitely a shorter story. If you guys had heard about the Bxrry situation, I don't know if we're going to put this in the title as well, but I kind of want to add this in because it just happened as of today. Again, we pre-record these, but it was actually last Thursday. We posted a second video about the Bxrry situation. If you guys want details on that, I won't go into full elaboration, but we do have videos on that here on the channel. Terrible situation.
All around. Just like really unfortunate.
A young kid in gaming who had to go through that situation involving a stepdad, and it was really weird to see because this kid has also blown up over social media over this controversy. It's so weird to see we are currently in a time where you can have such a bad thing happen to you, And that's not to say he doesn't deserve growth, but it's so weird to see that this kind of conflict can result now in just massive growth. And all of a sudden, this kid's entire life has been thrown out there. So just want a quick shout out to that segment as well, because Barry, the day we actually posted that second video, he shouted us out on his Twitter and said he liked the video we did on him. I really enjoyed our lack of judgment of the situation in terms of lack of judging him for how he reacted, because again, he's a kid in this situation, and it's kind of crazy to see we are now at a point in time in gaming where if you explode in any manner, if you put yourself out there in any manner, you kind of got to realize you could blow up. Like,
for no reason too. Like,
there's no pattern.
I feel like most people will not have any idea why they blew up.
Yeah.
Once they do.
But and then now comes the big question. I really do hope the best for this kid's future, because me and you have been talking about this. When you're put out there like that, I mean, it's got to be tough.
Especially so suddenly. Like, it's only been it's happened over the course of 2-3 days?
Man, but I'll give it, I mean, I guess the most of the growth was probably, let's give it most 2-3 weeks at the very, very most. And so it's going to be tough to see how he can adapt, how he can learn to actually put out other content out there. And I really do wish the best for him. So shouts to you, Barry. Best of luck in your future.
Hope
and again, if you guys want full details about that, I will link the video down below. But crazy to see what kids in gaming are now going through. And it'll be weird to see what story comes next. And hopefully they get a bit better.
All right.
I already saw it on your phone. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I was looking for it the entire time.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't look at the comments from last podcast. I guarantee I would look at this one. You did?
Yeah.
Was there anyone who mentioned, because the audio was bad on the last one, so they maybe didn't
did they mention the audio or the Stadia stuff?
The audio. I'm saying the audio was bad on the last podcast. So even if they got here, they might not have heard enough.
Yeah, maybe not. But there was a guy in the comments. I think it was Armand Clark. Shout out to
Armand.
you.
What's up, my boy?
Yeah.
If you guys want to leave comments about Stadia, this is Xan's favorite topic in the in whatever realm we live in. So if you guys want to leave a positive or a negative comment, leave some feedback on Stadia in the comments, because this guy will make sure to reply to you sometime.
No, yeah. And what did Armand say? Because I wrote it down, actually.
You would.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys leave me a comment? We'll start reading off some comments. If you got, I know a few of you guys do.
Oh, are you just waiting?
Yeah. So Stadia did an AMA on Reddit, and that's what he's talking about.
I'll go into the AMA first. I'll find his comment.
Armand, hit me with it, because I know they released some stuff for you.
My document is really long today. My bad, my guy. Anyway, the product lead for Stadia, I think his name is Audrey, and I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name.
His name is Audrey?
Yeah, his name is Audrey.
That's like
Audrey.
his being. I had a friend growing up who was a guy. His name was Morgan.
Yeah.
What do you think is more? I think Audrey's more of definitely more of a girl name than Morgan, because I knew a couple Morgans actually.
Especially on this side of the world, definitely. I don't know. I think based off of his name, I think he's European.
Oh, okay.
So it could be more normal on that side of the world. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to target you, Audrey. Yeah.
No,
So what Audrey have to say over Reddit?
Surprisingly, not a lot. And I kind of low key, he should never have given this AMA. He is not the type of person who should be speaking to the public.
I swear, you're always upset with someone on this podcast. No one's ever good enough for you, man.
It'd be so easy for him to have been
to see the way you talk behind my back.
You should hear what I said. I'm talking to Tara, Tara, did you see Jake's last video?
Dude, I should turn my back on this podcast, and all of a sudden, you just start going off.
Yeah, I start talking to Reinhardt over here.
So of the useless things he did say, what did he say?
Mostly it was, oh, hey, yeah, that's a cool feature. It's not going to be here at launch, but we have it planned down the line.
Okay.
Right? So for stuff like, it's good to know that they are indeed open to having mods supported on Stadia.
Okay.
And they're talking to developers about whatever the best way is to implement that. Because obviously with traditional mods, you can just put it in a folder on your computer, but you can't do that with Stadia since you don't have access to any of the actual game files.
But you do own the game.
You do own the game. Yeah.
Yes.
And he didn't really say too much more about that, but he did say that Google has kind of to make people feel a little bit more comfortable about the fact that, yes, you do indeed own your game. You won't be able to download the game in full, but they have something called Takeout, and that's going to let the player download the metadata for their games, including their saves. Now, what does he mean by metadata exactly? I don't know. That could entail a lot of things, and it could entail literally nothing.
So this is kind of just some information to kind of reassure you do own the game, so it's kind of...
Yeah, metadata is usually like the title of something, who it's made by, who owns it, et cetera, et cetera. Like all the the little details you get like when you play a song.
Okay.
Right? Yeah,
Okay.
that's metadata in essence. But I mean, it's good.
I knew that.
Yeah, it's good that we can download at least our saves and stuff and keep that on like a
For
hard
sure.
drive
And now that
or
they've
whatever.
already said you own your game, and
Yeah.
you already have evidence of owning it, then you can guarantee you own the game. So
No,
is
yeah.
there what's the most important thing he mentioned in the, if anything? Like, come on, give us
really. This
didn't
guy,
find anything?
It was so weak. Like this guy, the whole AMA, it sounded like a guy who doesn't know how to speak PR trying to speak PR.
Oh yeah, wasn't one of his first replies to one of the
Woot. In his first reply, he's like, "Oh, that's my first AMA question." Woot. Like I have not seen anybody say
definitely
woot
European,
in like 5 years.
Maybe that backs to the theory of him being European.
Maybe
he's trying to be more Americanized.
Yeah, the last name is like Divigno. Yeah,
Divigno.
No, it's like Divigno.
Okay, then yeah, for
yeah,
sure
I
we can
can't-
get.
I
Oh,
can't.
he's probably right. Audrey, dude. Audrey sounds like a Russian name because you never make fun of a Russian name, Audrey. I thought it was pretty good backing.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Aside from that, really, like I have so many notes, but like so little information. Which is the wild part about this whole thing.
And we're still waiting for our Stadia sponsorship, to be honest.
Yeah, right. Honestly,
if you guys are watching, do a real AMA.
Yo.
So because you asked questions, correct? You asked plenty of questions.
Yeah, and all my questions got answered not directly to me, but over the course of the AMA, and I walked away feeling like I knew like almost less.
Sounds like you're almost backtracking on Stadia a little bit.
No,
here.
I'm still happy about Stadia. I just think their PR department is trash.
So do you have?
really.
There's nothing worth like?
I mean, we can just talk about general we can address some of the negative things that hopefully this AMA kind of somewhat addresses. A lot of people have been referring to Stadia as kind of like Netflix but for video games, and Audrey very specifically said we're not like Netflix, right? Because with Netflix, obviously, you can just play whatever TV or whatever movie you want at any time.
Mm-hmm.
But on Stadia, you do have to purchase the full-priced game. And even though you're streaming
okay. So it's...
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now.
And I think that's the thing. There's been a lot of confusion about
Someone
that.
compares it to Netflix. Audrey pretty much goes, no, we're worse. Because you have to buy everything.
Exactly. And this is why I said their PR department is
That's a good
trash.
point. Because if you're PR, you don't even reply to that question.
No. Heck no. You address the question, but you leave off the Netflix part.
Stadia, we're worse than Netflix. This is pretty much what Audrey has taught us so far.
I was reading through a thread, and that's the only thing they latched on.
All right, now we're getting somewhere at least.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one negative. Comment section 1, Xan
No,
0
it's
for this
not,
week's
because
debate.
I feel like it's. I like the fact that they're not Netflix, right? I feel like they're aiming for a very specific market.
No, I agree.
But they're talking to the wrong people, and they're not telling people. They're not being very clear about what exactly their service is.
Mm-hmm.
Not clear enough anyway, right? Like they're throwing out a lot of buzzwords, and I think that's confusing people because I think the vibe I was getting from reading through the comment section and such is that people feel like this should be like Game Pass. Have you played Game Pass at all or touched it?
Wait, is that where you rent video games?
Yeah, it's Microsoft service.
I've heard of it, but is it still around?
Yeah, it's pretty new actually.
I didn't like it. Was that the one where they mail it to you or they email you now the codes?
You're thinking about GameFly.
Yes.
Yeah, you're thinking about GameFly.
GameFly, and that it wasn't it was like joystick and like weird games. Like they had a universal controller. It was weird. Is GameFly still around?
I think you're thinking about Ouya for that.
I'm just thinking
you're
about
mixing
everything.
GameFly and Ouya. And
Are those all still around?
No, GameFly I think actually made a slight resurgence. Ouya is very dead.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like dead. But okay, here Stadia. Here they should have presented Stadia as it's instant gaming, with no updates, no installations, being able to play your games on a lot of different devices, like easily you don't need to buy expensive hardware, and they should have presented it as instead of paying hundreds of dollars for let's say a console at launch is $500, right?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to paying $500 and then paying an additional $5 per month for internet, because everybody has to pay for Xbox
and then $60
Live,
per title.
Plus. Yeah, exactly, right? You cut out that $500 price tag, you bump that $5 you're spending per month, maybe up to $10, and then you essentially have access to a really good 4K gaming machine off of whatever.
Which you likely already had.
Yeah, but I think the percentage of people who actually have capable gaming rigs is so small, I think. Because I think those are the people who are reading up on Stadia and who are really curious about it, right? But I think Stadia is going to be better for those people who potentially have a console and want to get into PC gaming, but they can't justify buying a, like realistically speaking, if you want a good gaming PC, you're probably spending around $700 to $800, right? Like
at least, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, end of the day with monitors.
And for sure, then, yeah.
Yeah, keyboards and all that, right? Like that's steep. And if you want to just try it out, Stadia is great. And I think that's the market that they're eventually going to work with. That and like younger kids, because like why buy your kid a console when you can just buy them a Stadia subscription for $10?
Because you still need something to play on.
Well, yeah, but most people already have a TV. Chromecasts are cheap. And then with this, you can play it on like a cheap computer and phones, and like basically anywhere with.
But if you want to play on PC, you'll still need a PC. Like if you are a keyboard mouse kind of guy.
I don't know if you can play on keyboard and mouse actually.
Well, then there's my first negative, because I don't even think I knew that until now. So
I don't know. I don't think they've talked too much about that because they have a controller, and they always talk about the controller. And I did ask if keyboard mouse support would be around.
Was it ever answered?
Did not get answered. But he didn't answer many questions either.
That's probably for me the most important thing on the line right now.
Homie straight up spent like 30 minutes to answer 2 questions.
I just realized I spent the last 2 months, ever since we ordered them, that I thought it was configurable to your freaking keyboard. I'm going to refund.
I mean, low-key, we could. There's probably in a worst case, there's going to be a workaround. I don't think Google would allow people to play games on a computer without allowing them
that'd be
play
really
with
weird.
Keyboard and mouse, right? I think you probably won't be able to play keyboard on mouse if you're playing through like a TV.
Yeah, for sure. Phone, but if you're playing through PC, they best make it adaptable. Okay, so pretty much TLDR, we got nothing from the Q&A.
Not much.
We have a little bit. We probably have more questions than we do have answers now.
Yeah, honestly.
I know I have one question. So Stadia, if you're watching, next AMA we'll probably break it down. But
Audrey, Audrey, if you need help, like I'm here.
We'll do an AMA. At this point, he knows more than honestly, Audrey maybe does.
This would be so much easier. Okay, here's what Audrey should have done. Right, the question should have come in. Audrey should have read the question, given his response to a PR person, and then had the PR person give their response to a person who spends a lot of time on actual gaming forums, and have that person translate in a way that will actually.
I thought that was obvious.
Like I don't think anybody does that though, because I think I'm 100% sure this was just Audrey at his computer, like
probably
right?
Yeah.
Based on the way he was like responding. So obviously he didn't go through a PR person.
Audrey is the PR guy. Audrey is everything.
I hope to God he isn't. Dear Lord, Audrey, please tell me you have nothing to do with PR. You're not good at it.
Super quick one for me, Xan.
All right.
Going to be updates on a story we talked about probably like episode 3 of the podcast. That's a total guess.
It's been a minute.
It's been a gander. Okay. That's not the right word.
That's not even close to whatever you're going
Pete's going to get so mad at me for using that. God dang it.
No, I love how the other day we were in the break room and like Jake's like, I can't wait to see stuff with these peepers of mine. And we were all like, what are you talking about?
Bro, I'm from Iowa. So I look at
so people in Iowa call their ears peepers. Is that what you're saying?
Every extremity on your face is a peeper in Iowa, dude. Literally, I can't remember who I looked at, and I was, and we were talking about something. I was like, yeah, these peepers, right? I'm so stupid. Oh my god, I didn't even think about it till you corrected me. Because in Iowa, everyone goes with it. They're like, anyway, freaking A. What I saw with these peepers this past week was the LCS extending the time that Echo Fox had to respond to the Rix Fox and the racist dude by a week. So by the time you guys see us again, there should be a claim, or there should be like a thing being done.
Hopefully, unless they extend it by another week.
We're just every week for 52 weeks, the entire year.
Yeah, just for the rest of the split.
Yeah.
Literally, as soon as
until
the split
split's
is over.
Done, all right, we need you guys to make a decision. If you guys don't know, pretty much an investor into Echo Fox. I think he was actually part of a company who had invested, but I haven't checked up on the story for quite some time.
I think he's part of an investment group, but I don't know how those work. Maybe you invest individually. And then,
that's the tricky part probably. That's why they probably haven't responded like, we kind of need this money, to be honest.
Yeah.
So pretty much he was using racial slurs, I think at least a few times.
No, yeah, dude is like, and not even like, it wasn't even.
It was in an email.
He wasn't even like, something, my N-word. He was like, I'm going to come after you and your family. Like,
yeah, and then he threatens the family. It's like, dude, is there a guy you would rather not threaten than Rick Fox?
Yeah,
he's like,
for real.
Dude's like 7'4", 340,
Why would you put that in writing even?
There's no way you win a physical altercation or an email conversation with this guy, especially if you're using racial slurs. And so updates coming soon for all of you. I think you guys know what side we're on here.
Yeah, definitely.
Story's crazy. So Echo Fox, obviously there's money involved, so things change it up.
Which is why I feel like I can kind of understand why it might have taken this long, because I imagine getting one specific guy out of what could have potentially been a group of people investing, getting them gone is probably
especially if they're close friends, and all of a sudden you have an entire group withdrawing, and then all of a sudden there's 20-30%. That's made up numbers, fictitious.
Even best case, say everybody in the group actually wants him gone. Imagine the paperwork.
Right? Oh yeah, you can't just say boop, because he probably wants his money back. You probably got to cut him a deal. I don't know. Is using a racial slur against the contract he signed when he invested?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. So and we don't know legal stuff. So we'll see. We'll get you guys updated, and hopefully something does happen. Hopefully he is kicked out of Echo Fox for good. But dude's probably gonna make bank on his way out. We'll see what happens.
For sure. Gamestop.
Oh, dude.
The store that sells the games.
I saw, dude, that should have been their freaking ads.
Really?
GameStop. The store that sells the games.
No,
but they buy games mostly, right? Or I guess they're most notorious for buying them.
Actually, yeah, I think.
Did you see that meme this week that went viral?
Which one?
It was like 500,000 favorites. It was like, frick me for not knowing.
I was out of commission for like 3 days this week, so I very, very easily could have missed it.
It was something like, it was like a crazy evaluation for some. It was something that had really high value, and then it showed like a GameStop employee, and it was like,
okay,
we'll give
I already
you 20,
know where this is going.
We'll give you 2050, and then there was like another one, and it's I think it was a GameStop employee actually on their Twitter tweeted it out as well, and everyone in the comments was like, all right, hope you enjoyed your job. So it was funny though. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, it's kind of related to the meme, because I think everybody kind of knows in their heart, right?
Oh.
In their heart, GameStop is dying.
It's been dying.
It's been on life support for years.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if everybody remembers, but last year they specifically went out and sought investors to buy out the company, and nobody wanted it.
And then they somehow miraculously partnered with Complexity, I think.
I don't think it's miraculous. I don't think it's
for
not
an
a miracle.
HQ.
This is them on their last legs trying to save the company.
Please, take our money. There's no way that can be profitable.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking, right? Because I think that performance center is going to be.
You remember that then?
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's huge, right? I think that performance center is going to be their base model for what they want the GameStop storefront to be, right? Because we got some details about some of the initiatives they're starting this year.
Is this what your story's about?
Yeah.
Oh, heck.
Yeah.
Dude,
you see that transition?
Segue was lit.
You see that transition?
I didn't even plan that. All right, sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, they want to do stuff like gaming clinics where people come in and play games and learn from pros and stuff in this.
So they're transitioning their market space into that.
Yeah, they're aiming more at esports.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like there's like so much, and then they're also.
I'm with it.
They just started a partnership with Matcherino. I don't know if have you heard of Matcherino?
Nuh-uh.
I don't know if it's used a lot outside of the FGC. All I know is we use it a lot for tournaments and stuff. But it's like for like
there it is. 11 podcasts in a row with Xan mentioning FGC. Shout out to the crowd.
Yeah. Shout out to the squad.
I've said sorry 3 times this segment. Continue. I'm such an interruptive. Frick me. Sorry. 4 times. I'm not sorry. So you think they're going to go in the direction of?
I think definitely. They're partnering with the Collegiate Star League to do more tournaments.
How many things have they partnered with?
Yeah, I think that's their whole strategy now, is to just get their fingers in as many pies as they can
and hope one pie cooks out
exactly, right?
Well. It's a nice looking pie.
Yeah.
I really do like the direction, though. I'll never forget the story of, like, when I was young, I had the original Xbox, and I think it was, I don't know, how many DDRs are there? Dance Dance Revolutions for you guys?
Oh, well, probably like 1 million.
Okay,
like what?
I'm going to take a gander. I think it was like 3. It was my sister's game. So I took in the Xbox, and of course I took in all of our games with it.
Right, of course.
I had like 2-3 games tops. One was her DDR, and I went in, and I kid you not, original Xbox with DDR. I'm gonna guess it was 3. Who knows what it was? I kid you not. I'm pretty sure I took $40 for the entire.
That sounds
thing.
about right.
The Xbox itself originally was, I think, at least 300, a few hundred by itself.
Yep.
My sister still does not forgive me for it, so I'm not going to forgive GameStop.
Did she bring that up on your birthday? Was she like, oh, happy
birthday, Jakey? She always does,
Jakey.
dude. Like, all the time when we're together, she's like, remember when you sold DD? I was like, yeah, but Dad took the money, so. So yeah, that's always my thought of GameStop. I love the fact they're actually trying.
Yeah, honestly, I think this could work out for GameStop more than literally anybody else.
It could.
Because like, hear me out.
It also flop though.
Like okay, so places like GameWorks, right? They have their own esports areas. Like the local GameWorks is where I go to play fighting games with people, right? But I don't think anybody, a normal person they're just chilling on the street, they like esports, they play games and stuff, I don't think you're really walking into GameWorks expecting to get like an actual tournament going most of the time, right?
No.
Because GameWorks is, I mean, my friend's manager over there, she says it's essentially a daycare most of the time. It's
like an arcade, pretty much.
Yeah. You know, people just drop their kids off in the esports area to play Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's literally every day.
They're safe.
Yeah, exactly, right? They're like, oh, can you watch my kid? Like, you know.
For sure, I'll game next to him. I'm not going to watch him.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I get it.
And like, it's something like the HyperX Arena. I think that's like a little bit too much for most people. Like that's a little bit too high end.
Yeah, I would agree. I can agree with that. It's nice what they do.
Yeah, definitely. But I think GameStop is like something everybody knows. Yeah. Everybody's comfortable with the name. And I think they are the biggest brick and mortar retailer.
Yeah, and you can just go off the street. It doesn't have to be off the strip here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like commute 40 minutes to get to it, then go through a casino. Off the street, recognizable name.
Right.
Ooh, GameStop, daycare for kids.
There are so many there are so many GameStops. There are 22 GameStops in Vegas.
Oh my,
like
22?
22.
Holy,
we don't need
I would have guessed maybe 2.
Like for real, they could close, let's say 20, right? Leave 2 normal ones, and then have like one super GameStop that's like 2
insane.
stories, right? Like imagine how much money they'll save if they close most of their stores and then open one large one.
Imagine the inventory across just 22 GameStops, let alone hundreds.
Right.
Imagine the inventory.
That must be a monster to manage.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what? It's about time they scaled down. They haven't said they're going to, but they should.
Yeah. It's about time. Like we know it's coming. Just announce it already. Like we're predicting news now. We're not even relaying the actual news. We're just predicting news here.
You heard it here first.
GameStop.
The GameStop's 2020 initiative.
Daycare. Relocate, downsize daycare.
Yeah. Daycare / college esports tournament.
Yo, did you just wait? I thought you never mind. I'm not going to go into what I just thought you said. Never mind. I like it though. The future for GameStop could be.
I mean, they could make something happen. They could, they've somehow managed to survive so many years.
Yeah. Like, so they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Another predictive news piece. They're not going anywhere. Daycare, downsize, and I'm excited to see where they go. Yeah. You've enlightened my eyes. GameStop is nowhere near dead.
No, yeah. I mean, realistically speaking, they are, but
dude,
they're a cockroach though.
We started this segment by literally being like, we can all admit GameStop's dead, right? We've turned it around.
Yeah, I mean, but there's hope. They're still on life support.
But
the machine stopped beeping for a second.
Yeah.
And then House came in
and
said some medical BS.
We're all holding the breath. Oh my God. Okay. GameStop coming at you 2020. Will they still be around is the giant question. Xan.
Jake.
Sometimes I wish we had headsets because I feel like it's weird talking to you like this sometimes.
Oh, like somewhat sideways?
Yeah, like I wish like I could only hear you through a headset as if we were almost more separated because it's kind of I feel like I'm having a conversation to you but not to you because I'm not even looking at you right now.
Right, yeah, you're just looking at the camera going like, hey Xan, what's up?
How you doing? You just said hey to yourself. Hey Xan,
I like to talk to myself in the third person sometimes. I feel like I'm pretty good conversation.
Yeah, dude. Freaking psychopath. But me too. I do that every day.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally talk to the camera. Oh my goodness gracious.
I was just waiting. I was like,
wait for it. Yeah, Jake's a psychopath. But 100 Thieves, man.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh man.
Killing the game. Insane.
Some days I really wish our job was not a conflict of interest to also be a part of an esports organization. Right. Because if there was a top 5 list of esports organizations I would like to join, you better believe 100 Thieves would be on there. I think they'd be on your list for sure,
100
too.
100 Thieves would be one for me. Number one.
Because you love merch, too.
Well, I love fashion, not merch.
Apparel.
I like clothes.
Fashion.
I don't like
It's fashion.
Merch. Most esports company have trash merch. Like, honestly.
But not 100 Thieves?
They're the best, in my personal opinion.
Which means a lot coming from this guy. So, but what they've done this past week was worthy of a video. If you guys didn't see it on Friday, had a video about this. Man, like, I know they were one of your topics for this podcast too. Yeah. Like, I'll just list it off for a TLDR. You raised another $35 million.
Yep.
You partnered. I don't know if you got the name. They partnered with another fashion industry guy, clothing line guy. Surprised you didn't see that because I can tell by the look on your face.
I didn't. I don't think I saw that.
I
either didn't see it or is somebody so irrelevant that I immediately dismissed it.
Okay, well
it's like
then.
one or the other.
But I didn't get his name either. So but there is a guy they partnered with.
Keep going. I'm gonna look it up.
All right.
I'm gonna look it up.
Their evaluation is now broken, or at least $120 million, anywhere from $120 to $135. They have a brand new HQ, which is now 15,000 square feet. That breaks Liquid's 9,000, which is, I mean, it's pretty insane to see. Their apparel line is doing successful as ever. Now they are claiming that every single merch drop brings in $500,000+. Their last one dropping actually sold out in about 5 minutes. So that's pretty crazy. And then very lastly, most importantly, as you look it up, Xan, man, I'm good at this. They are going to expand in other esports on top of all of that. Dude,
which is a given.
This week has been absolutely. If you look at their press release, it might be on there.
Yeah, I'm looking at one of their list of like people they brought on. They got Mike Aransky, who was at IGN, which I don't know if that's
No, it was a fashion guy. We can some of the time. You
guys
probably know.
Realistically speaking, well, no, I don't want to throw shade if we're wrong.
Okay, dude, you need to be happy for once in your life.
No, I see.
Then don't. Then we'll look at
but my expectations are high.
You're
if
throw
hiring
shade.
a fashion person, like. Okay, like I'm really happy with their merch output so far, right?
Yes.
It definitely has a lot of room to grow. Like they really need to be doing a little bit better than they are, which I'm glad they're bringing on a fashion person.
Can't wait till they sign you.
No,
this is all part of your plan.
No.
Trash talk them.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna undercut their fashion department and just slide in. And
that'd be sick though. Not gonna lie.
Nah, I wouldn't want to work as a fashion designer. I consulted for a bit, and I was like, this is a trash industry.
But you could consult for 100T.
That's true.
But either way, I just listed off all the things they did this past week, and I just want to say it's pretty freaking remarkable.
Yeah, it is insane. Like, just real quick, that 500,000 number that they made off their apparel sales, that is super impressive. Okay, because most companies, you don't have like actual numbers for clothing lines, of course.
No one releases those.
No, yeah, because most fashion labels are privately traded, so that information doesn't have to be public, right? Unless you're like Gucci or something. Like even like Off-White, #1 brand in the world right now, nobody knows how much they make.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird.
But 500,000 in under 5 minutes. Like I've seen numbers for Off-White and Fear of God and stuff. 500,000 is like you're making moves.
Dang, that's big. That's big to hear. That's really big to hear. Yeah. I mean, I know FaZe had really successful drops, limited drops with Champion. So they're both doing very well with that. But the fact that Nadeshot has entered this scene. Already entered 2 franchise leagues. The rumor says they're going to enter CoD because he comes from CoD.
Right.
Already a part of League of Legends. Excuse me. God dang, this Rockstar Monster. Love energy drinks, by the way, if you guys want to sponsor the podcast. But the fact that they already entered 2 franchise leagues, going to be expanding to more teams.
Definitely.
The merch, they've taken over the apparel game in such a short span of time.
Well, it wouldn't. Realistically speaking, that's not impressive. They had no competition. There was no competition.
But they had to build the brand in the first place, so you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, which, of course, much credit for that. I just, it's like somebody walked in and started selling Fear of God to people who'd only shopped at Walmart, and they were like,
there's better clothes than Walmart?
Yeah, right? Like, it's like, whoa.
But either way, for me, I mean, just incredible what they've done. So
yeah, definitely. Super impressive all around. Nadeshot deserves to be, really, really. He's like, that is a guy who knows what he's doing, for sure.
So it was even worthy of its own video, guys. I think the esports org of the week, 100T.
Real quick question. How do you think that facility is going to work out with a location open to the public?
Oh, man.
The open to the public part is like, real briefly. We don't have to go all into it.
I don't like the fact that everyone thinks they need to be based in LA, but that's coming from a guy like me who knows zip about the industry in that sense. So
well, I mean, I can understand that aspect of it specifically. Like, I have friends who would they live other places, and they put down their location as being in LA because they get a lot of offers.
But
for jobs
actually they're actually in LA, right?
No, they aren't. I have friends who are here. Or
no, I mean 100T.
Oh yeah, they are actually there.
I look at that warehouse, I see 15,000 feet of straight bills. As an investor. And again, I don't know anything about this, but as an investor, if I knew the esports scene, I'd be really worried. Yes, you're going to be around all your sponsors in LA, right? You're going to have
which is important.
Content for them is big, right? I'm not trying to I'm saying 100 Thieves is doing great job content-wise too, and then they're going to be all around that scene in LA. But I mean, as an investor, I'd be like, wow, we need 15,000 square feet.
Well, as an investor, I could see. I think what they're doing is making it make sense for investors in a couple different ways, right? For example, I know they were talking about having stream setups for any other streamers who are coming to visit LA and want to stream some stuff. So if they can make the 100 Thieves location the facility to go to, if you're a streamer who's traveling
and going
to LA,
can do that is a giant question.
I think they can. I think they're in a really good place too, because they've got a lot of juice behind them. Like heck, even the fact that Drake is, an investor in the org is plenty to like convince a lot of people like, oh, hey, I don't have to set up a streaming setup when I go to LA. I can just roll through and stream for a bit.
Yeah.
And get the extra clout of, oh, I'm in the 100 Thieves facility. And there's Nade Shot walking by or whatever, or that's.
I think there's plenty of debate along those lines, but I don't just want to get into it right now because I think it'd be a hefty debate. Either way, doing great things, doing questionable things, really just like every organization.
All right, you wanna Randy watch real quick?
Yeah.
Call it a day?
Roll it, Pete. The Randy. Dude, we're not going to target his entire company this week. We're actually just going to target Randy. Hit us with it, Zane.
Had to. I just want to say, Gearbox. I had to say hi real quick because they're not innocent. But no, I actually wanted to give a shout out this week in Randy Watch. This is not me throwing shade during Randy Watch.
Are you going to give him a compliment?
No.
Okay.
This is a compliment for whoever's been telling Randy he needs to calm down.
Okay.
Because people have been telling him this for years, and somebody finally got through to him, I think.
Really?
Potentially. Either that or he just wasn't that bothered by the backlash, which is very possible.
Yeah. That's a Randy thing.
Yeah, exactly right. There's no way to know. Or he could have been too distracted watching some more,
Yeah, we don't need to talk. He watches a lot of things. We know that.
Yeah, more cat snuff probably. But anyway, so he announced that Borderlands 3 wouldn't have crossplay on release.
Okay.
And a lot of people were not happy about that, and Randy didn't say anything. Ooh. I was like, this is a miracle.
You're a warrior, Randy.
Really.
Holding your tongue?
That's for you, Randy. I'm praying for you. Praying for your...
God bless your soul, Randy.
Yeah. Real talk.
Today's not the week you go away. Mm-hmm. So that's all. That's all.
That's it.
That's all Randy Watch was?
Man,
compared to last week, you went off... Never mind. I won't get into it.
I'm scaling it back a little bit. Plus, he's been quiet.
All right. I don't know the length on this, but maybe a bit of a shorter podcast for all of you guys for the double ones.
Pardon me.
As per usual, crazy week. It's been busy week. I had my birthday. I turned 32 this week. That was pretty lit. People think I'm lying about my age. I don't know why the frick they think that. I got a baby face. But thank you all for watching. It's a really enjoyable week, and hopefully we're going to get back in the swing of things come next time.
Yeah.
Come this week as well.
I'm about it.
Heck yeah. Thank you guys for watching Esports Rewind podcast number 11. I think you're sick, so we'll cheers the bottom of your chin.
No, I'm not contagious, though. I was out of work for 2 days this week.
Not contagious. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, my God. We'll catch you guys back here next week, the same time, same podcast. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.